he really desperately wants to be looked at in a way where he can feel as though he's like the savior of people, where he's like, I am this positive role model and I'm doing all these great things for kids, when in reality he's giving very terrible advice, which is,
see what it says.
Oh yeah, open text messages from strangers and here, watch me dart across the road, even though I said to look both ways,
in the same breath.
Oh yeah, very, very close after that point. He re-edited his film to include a shot of Cool Cat going, and then going across this. I'm not even kidding. He's George Lucas his movie
fucking director's
twice
cut.
now. The 3 times. He's George Lucas his movie 3 times. If you look on it, I've explained this before. I don't know if I explained this in the last Hangout. But on IMDb,
I don't get what you're saying. I don't get what you mean by George Lucas.
I'm about to explain it. On IMDb, you have all these short films like Cool Cat Finds a Gun, Cool Cat Goes to Hollywood Parade, and Cool Cat Stops Bullying. And then you have Cool Cat Saves the Kids. Now, these short films are literally just scenes from the movie. So what he had done was he had filmed these little short PSAs, and in a way, since they're only short PSAs, he managed to get Eric Estrada and Vivica A. Fox in them, because it's oh yeah, sure, anti-bullying, yeah, just a little fucking web video or whatever this is supposed to be. And then he took those scenes and then said, I'm just going to construct them into a film. And basically just cut corners and try to tie them together into a narrative plot, and that's why it fails so bad. And that's why, the scene before Eric Estrada and Vivica A. Fox cameo, it's immediately a scene of Daddy Derek explaining why him and Mama Cat aren't going to be in the next scene, and that's all the previous scene serves as a purpose. That was once. So basically he transformed his films into something else completely differently. Then, after my review, he re-edited the film and included him doing before he crosses the street. And I forget what other minor changes are made, but there's minor changes here or there. Doesn't fix some of the overwhelmingly glaring flaws, though, in the film, as a whole, but whatever. And now, his new Kickstarter campaign, you were asking about this earlier, about his new film. It's not a new film. It's literally just him, George Lucasing the same film again.
Really? Are you serious?
Yeah. His promise in the Kickstarter campaign is not, I'm making a new film. It's, I'm adding some more celebrity cameos and a new song to the existing film.
It's
so this is now the 3rd time that he's just recycled the same footage over and over, and his entire career as a director is literally just using the same footage over and over and over again and adding little bits and pieces to it. And it's so funny. But I wish he would make a new movie. I wish, if he wasn't as much of a dick to people, and if that whole copyright thing never happened, he would probably have a lot more support financially. People would be donating to him. That's a comment that I saw all the time, was people just literally saying, you know what, I would have donated to you, but you were a dick, sorry. And it's I want a Cool Cat sequel. I want
Cool Cat Goes to Space.
So he did a Twitter poll that I wasn't allowed to participate in because he blocked me on 2 of my accounts. But he did a Twitter poll for what his next film should be for Cool Cat. And he has this idea, if he throws in these extra scenes into the Cool Cat movie, then maybe Netflix will want it. And he's he has these really naive hopes and aspirations for where he can take the whole franchise based on the theoretical success of these new clips that he's putting into the film. And so he did a Twitter poll, and the options were for the next film, a Cool Cat film that talks about autism. Not even kidding. The other one,
thanks for opening up that one.
Autism awareness Cool Cat film. And the other one was Cool Cat versus the Evil Witch. And I'm so pissed off because Evil Witch won. And so it's okay, well, that's less entertaining, but I'm sure I'll love it either way. But I would have loved to have seen Daddy Derek tackle an issue like autism in his film because he's so good
my
at tackling
God.
Yes,
issues.
please tell me what you think you know about this issue.
I'm sure it won't be embarrassing to watch. But, I mean, who knows? Maybe that'll be Cool Cat 3. Somehow, I feel like he's just going to continue recycling the same footage until, like, 20 years from now, though. I feel like we're just going to get Cool Cat version 8.6. Like,
Same character, same stock footage, same Van Halen guitar scene.
sorry?
You should have a.
Well, what I want to see from Cool Cat is I want Cool Cat to go to space because why not? That's just why.
I want Cool Cat to enter the universe of Star Trek.
He's basically Jar Jar Binks anyway.
Oh my fuck!
No, my God, no, he's not.
I just want somebody to jump in and be like, "Okay, I'm producing your film. It's like $500,000 or something. That would be a good amount for a Cool Cat sequel." I don't know how much Daddy Derek spent.
Audience is just like people who've seen YouTube videos of people making fun of it. Like, I bet half of his sales are to like dudes in their 20s and 30s who are watching this movie as a joke. Like, the child audience for Cool Cat has got to be tiny.
There's zero child audience for Cool Cat other
like
than
a dumb
kids,
grandma or someone like
have brothers that are making fun of the film. Like,
Christians might buy it for their kids too because it's like really clean and shit, right?
Wait, what?
I mean, like,
really limit their media and shit. Like, I had friends when I was younger who like their Christian parents wouldn't let them watch a lot of stuff. So if you had like something super wholesome,
I get what you're saying there, and I had friends like that too. But usually those like stick to like films with a really heavy-handed religious message in them anyway, sort of thing. Which Cool Cat is like a little. There's nothing in it that talks about God or anything. But
true.
It did get. Daddy Derek applied for the Dove Family Association seal, which is essentially just a little dove symbol that you put on the DVD, and he actually got approved for it. He submitted his film, and it's just a little sticker thing that goes on it, and it's a way of saying like, "Hey, this film is appropriate for all ages" or whatever. But if you go on the website for the Dove Family Association and you look at the specific classifications for Cool Cat Saves the Kids, they list one of the adult themes in the film as being bestiality.
Wow, that's crazy.
With a cat. And it's so funny. Like, if you look up the Dove Family, I'll look it up right now. I'll see what their actual wording is.
I mean, I could see that considering the implication of having a kid with a human and a fucking huge ass cat.
I mean,
there's a scene where the cat wife and Derek kiss.
Yeah, under let's see, under sex. Couple kiss, interspecies marriage, human and cat.
What if it's watching the movie and you watched your YMS video about it?
It's part of the reason why I keep going back to him and saying like he just really doesn't understand how things might be interpreted when he does things. Like, he's really out of touch with how, not just young people, really. Come on, like that whole segment, like, it's Smokey in the Bandit car, like the car from Magnum PI. Like, okay, kids. You know, not as he's out of touch with children, but he's out of touch with like any an audience member, to the point where like he doesn't understand how weird it is to be putting himself into the film, have the main character call him daddy the entire movie, and for him to like make out and nuzzle and like have romantic gestures with this cat mom with huge lipstick and like he legitimately does not understand. He's a very confused and unobservant and naive.
He's got the tism.
He expects his audience to see the exact same thing he saw when he was making it.
Yeah.
Those are the vibes I'm getting.
There are things that he does where he's got a very like childlike outlook of how things could be interpreted. Like, one of the things that he changed after my review was he took down the Playboy photos that he advertised on the official Cool Cat website. Because I'm just thinking, your claim here is that you're making content for children, and you have your website that's the official Cool Cat website for children, and it's going, Daddy Derek was also in Playgirl magazine with you shirtless in like the 80s, like showing off your fucking abs. I'm just like,
what the fuck?
It shouldn't take a person to say, don't you think that's inappropriate for him to understand that? But that's just how...
He's trying to get MILFs, bro.
I mean,
you're not trying to pick up MILFs, Adam. You don't know what it's like to post your shirtless pics online. He's getting all the MILF numbers.
I can relate to a guy who's trying to get some MILF action, so whatever.
Exactly.
There were his Cool Cat Twitter account is like a gold mine, by the way, and I think I'm not banned on one of my Twitter accounts. I should really be checking back with it every so often because it's a gold mine, and I wish I had these older tweets, but basically around the time that my review came out, he was making tweets on the account, like tweeting like models and like female celebrities like on the saying like, hey girls, don't you know my daddy Derek is single and stuff, and like linking to his
my god.
I don't understand how inappropriate any of this is, and I'm not one to be like moral policing or anything. Like, do whatever you want, and I believe that you intended no harm from this, but you have to understand how people would view that, is all I'm saying. If for your own sake, if you want to be taken seriously and you want to be making content that's for kids, then maybe you should be doing things a little bit differently and not having wildly not child-friendly things showing up all over your product for children.
And does he not realize that doing that will like just bring in the crazy? Like that's just gonna attract the weirdest people, and everyone else is just gonna stay very, very far away.
This is why I'm convinced that there are no genuine, actual fans of Cool Cat Saves the Kids. Like, there's no 6 or 7-year-olds that are watching it. Like, any person he knows in his life that was like, oh yeah, sure, I bought a copy and gave it to my kid, they're just fucking with him. Like, they're just saying that to be nice. And there's no kid that actually watches it. But what's crazy about it, and what really adds to what I was saying about like how unobservant and naive he is there's been a lot of people over the course of, especially after my review came out, that were essentially just like taking the piss out of him and pretending to like the movie in a non-ironic way and tweeting him, and someone would be like, hey, I made Cool Cat fan art, and it would be this really shitty MS Paint. But Daddy Derek would respond, and the way that he responds, you can tell that he thinks that like the person on the Twitter account is like a 6-year-old kid or something, when in reality it's just some 20-year-old who made shitty MS Paint. But he's created this like this fiction in his head where he thinks that like there's actual children watching this in a genuine way, and he's lost his grip on reality.
He's like Gail Cord Schuler, just without the new cocky.
On the end of a perma trip. I'm not too sure.
On the thing about Cool Cat is that.
Sorry,
just.
I was just gonna say, like, I would love to see him continue making things, especially Cool Cat related. The gun safety video was not as good as Cool Cat for sure.
It was pretty funny though.
Concerning would be the word I would use to describe it. Concerning.
I still want the autism movie though. Hey, like Cool Cat tackles autism. Like I know somebody has autism. And
tackles it.
He just tackles not the sick.
He tackles the kid with autism.
Physical
I would love
environment of autism.
the title.
Forget Sesame Street's autism thing. Cool. Daddy Derek is where you need to go to so your kids can understand autism. Not Sesame Street. No, Daddy Derek.
I would love for the title to be Cool Cat Stops Autism. It's like unironic, and Daddy Derek just doesn't understand that would be a wildly inappropriate thing to say, but it just anyway.
Cool Cat cures HIV.
Cool Cat cures HIV.
He just goes,
Cool Cat stops Asperger's, the side of fries.
Oh no!
Cool Cat
or he
cures
makes
death.
the evil witch have autism.
I don't know where the evil witch thing is coming from. Is it supposed to be like a Halloween release? Like, what is that? Is that your idea? I'm just like
I bet it will be an added-on scene in his next Cool Cat
the
movie.
degree to which to how creatively bankrupt this man is